Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. You're going to want to go ahead and text the word December to 623-AZ-RECON. That's December to 623-AZ-RECON. Obviously, we are in December, man.
Crazy.
Dude, 2020.
This year flew, man.
I mean, we always say that, but it really did fly.
I know.
And I feel like us being in this business, it's different. And I'm sure there's listeners out there that feel like it's the same, but we're always looking a month ahead, typically. We're always, planning people's moves and things like that, right? So
Right.
I just feel like we're already past the month that we're in always.
I feel like I'm late because every single moment or every single evening where I go to bed, I feel like I have like that guilt, like I forgot something.
Like,
you know what I mean?
like this past weekend when you forgot to tell me you were going to Vegas. And so our handyman calls me, and I totally missed his call on Sunday. I'd somehow just missed it, I was a bachelor, so I was drinking, watching football. And so Monday, I'm like, crap, a Lee called. So I call him. He goes, yeah. He goes, Ryan was in Vegas, and he told me to call you. And I go, well, it's nice that you know where my partner is, because I had no idea that he was in Vegas.
We did a shotgun trip. I was trying to be like a ninja, just in and out of Vegas. We're just
Super
one night.
last minute?
No. I mean, we planned it, but we just went for one night. And,
Okay.
And so we went Sunday morning and came back, Monday night.
And that was the kicker, because I saw him Saturday night. I
Oh,
was
shit.
with him Saturday
You're like,
night.
no way, he's not there.
It was a good time.
Well, I felt like one of the reasons why, and we are going to get into in a minute, why December is probably one of the best months to be a buyer and an investor. But I feel like one of the reasons why 2024 flew for us, because I felt like a lot of our listeners really heeded our advice that, we saw nothing but higher interest rates for 2024, which the higher the interest rate provides, really at the end of the day, the better opportunity because of seller concessions, and you're able to negotiate a better price because you don't have as many buyers in the market.
Yeah, competition.
And when that's where you want to be as a buyer, you want the least amount of competition in the game.
Oh, and our investors it's been a feeding frenzy for them, particularly Q4. And we've been knocking over those new home builders like nothing. They've been offering crazy incentives, and most of them, their fiscal year ends with the year, so they've been slashing prices and then throwing,
Crazy rates,
6-8% in concessions, and just it's been nuts. So we have a lot of very happy investors in Q4, but. I would say that if somebody has been on the fence, or if they're trying to play the whole game, well, I'm just going to wait till the beginning of next year. Big mistake. There's just so much money that these builders are leaving on the table right now. Now, if you're not interested in a new build and you're wanting to do resale, then be my guest. But I think that there's a lot of people that are waiting on the sidelines that are just kind of listening to their neighbors, friends, uncles, cat on what to do with the real estate market. And it's like, okay, all you're doing is just shooting your own self in the foot.
It's like this time of year, going back to new builds, it's like dealing with car dealerships. Everybody knows at the end of the year, car dealers need to get inventory off their lot. They're willing to slash prices. They're willing to do a lot of things that they normally don't do throughout the year. And I would say new builds are no different. And if you've thought about doing a new build, you thought about getting into or buying something in real estate, this is the month to do it. But I would definitely, if you text the word December to 623-AZ-RECON, the first thing we're going to talk about are new builds. And I'm going to advise you, there are more concessions on the table than a builder will tell you. The worst thing that you can do at this point is walk into a builder without one of us.
Without representation. And I know it's like a broken record, but there's also a heck of a lot more opportunities and specs that are out there that they aren't marketing. And so you have to be in the know, and you need to know the right people, and we have some great relationships with a lot of the brass at a lot of these different home builders. So we've been able to just capitalize like crazy.
I know it's been a lot of fun. Well, anyways, we are in December, and I've always maintained that as a buyer and as an investor myself, my favorite time of year to go out house shopping is December. For a variety of reasons. We talked about, lack of competition due to the higher interest rates. That competition, in my opinion, dropped significantly during the holidays because a lot of people, last month was we're going to wait for the election, and now people are saying we're going to wait for the holidays and really start thinking about this in the middle of January or Q1, which means less people in the market to buy. Homes, the days on market are increasing significantly. Sellers, a lot of sellers, whether it's for tax reasons or so forth, need to sell by the end of December. And where all year long sellers have been negotiating and giving away concessions, I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity on the table.
And I would say another thing to prepare for, if you are going to capitalize on this market, be ready for a more abbreviated escrow period. No 10-day inspections, do 5. We can get it done. Make sure that you're fully underwritten with Justin and Fairway. Make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. You're not doing anything wonky with your credit. You're not going over there, doing frivolous spending. I understand it's a season coming up on Christmas. But
your kids need nothing.
Yeah, I don't get wait.
Buy them a house and leave it to them later on. They're going to thank you for it.
That's their Christmas present.
Yeah. I always love buying right now too. I always like to wait for the week of Christmas to go out and play the market and see what's out there. I think it's Christmas Eve that's actually the best day to get under contract.
I've written a ton of contracts on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, and able to go show the homes that day and get everything inked by the evening, because sellers are not only are a little more motivated, but they're in a little bit more of a jovial mood.
Giving spirit, absolutely, absolutely. They're at that point of the year where they're ready to sit down with their families and they're happy and they're not so overworked. Typically, we start seeing a little slowdown in every industry about that time of year, right? So that can help.
And I still don't understand why July is the highest month for movement, because I mean, you've got it all wrong. You don't want to move all your crap in 120-degree heat. If you go under contract in the winter, in December, you close in January, February. I mean, that's a damn fine time of year to be outside and getting stuff done.
I'm guilty of the summer moves. Anytime I'm buying a primary, it's always been between like the months of May and August, and I'm always like, what the hell am I doing,
dude?
What the hell am I doing?
You're not the only one, man.
Yeah.
I that was all of our homes up until the one that we're in now. But the problem is it took us 3 months of remodeling it before we could move in. So like we got like the end of April, early May when we started moving. So it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But we still had to brave it. So
sure.
There you
All
go.
right, if you're looking for ways and strategies and rationale to take advantage of buying a piece of real estate during the holidays and during December, go ahead and text the word December to 623-AZ-RECON. That's December to 623-AZ-RECON. All right, Justin, it's right now as this. I feel like I'm so cool when I say the word drop. So when this episode drops, I feel like one of my teenagers.
Slow down here.
You guys are looking at me like I'm a
Mike.
dumbass.
Hey.
But it is the beginning of December, Justin. And so not only are people less motivated to go out and shopping, but a lot of people are just less motivated to talk to a lender, talk to your team, and go through the motions of filling out an application, getting in all that paperwork and everything like that. But this is the first week of December. Nobody's really doing anything. And walk us through the process. What needs to take place besides texting the word December to 623-AZ-RECON? Simple
phone call. Typically, we're going to give you 2 options whether to do the application over the phone with us if you're not looking to do it on our website. Second option is obviously website. We're going to collect your documents, get all that in, update everything on your application based on your documentation. And then we're just going to go through and educate you on the different options you have, what it looks like hypothetically on certain purchase prices for you, talking to you about cash to close, what that monthly payment looks like. And guys, keep in mind, we're doing that based on not getting anything from a seller. So we're giving you the expectations based on if it was a typical purchase. Now, I'm going to say this: it's pretty much 100% of our files that we're going through this. We're getting some sort of seller help or some reduction in purchase prices. You guys are batting a 1,000 on this for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
like that.
it gives you information to allow you to go out and play the market. And playing the market's going to allow you to see what's actually available out there. It doesn't lock you into anything. It doesn't make you stuck with the products that we're giving you. You're going to go out, you're going to see what sellers are offering you, and then you can come back to us. We'll tell you exactly what that would do for you and your monthly payment and your cash to close. And then you can decide if you want to move forward. But there's a lot of good deals out there to be had right now.
And again, your team fully underwrites your pre-quals before you send out that loan letter.
So not every single one of them, but majority of the ones we're fully underwriting. You get those A+ papers that are coming in, and there's just no reason for it.
Right, and their back end DTI is like 30, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
so I don't,
yeah,
these are slam dunks.
When we get the 10 businesses that are coming through, absolutely, I want an underwriter to review those businesses as well, just because there's a lot that goes into it. It gets a little more complicated on that side of things. So
Guilty.
want to have a second or third set of eyes on it,
And fourth and fifth as well, right? And some of them. All right, Ryan, in wrapping up, I think we're just kind of making the joke of sellers can be a little bit more jovial during the holiday season. I think, in my opinion, there's a lot to that. When you've got a seller who especially doesn't want to get into Christmas and New Year's to be showing their home and dealing with all that. They're in days on market are up there. They're more motivated. They want to get the deal done before Christmas comes. And because of the holiday season, they tend to be a little bit more jovial. So the psyche of the seller, motivated and jovial, I think is a great combination.
Sure. I also think that there's some other motivating factors out there. I think that there's a lot of sellers that have to sell. Because, as you said, most people don't want to deal with showings and having to keep their property show ready at all times in order to get the biggest bang for their buck on it. And so we've run into some sellers that they're there because they have to sell, and they do become more motivated, and probably a little bit extra eggnog or brandy over there makes them a little bit more loosey goosey to make a deal. So we see that consistently year over year.
All right, well there you have it. We if your goal in the first half of 2025 is to buy your next property, whether it's an investment property or a primary residence, we're going to strongly encourage you to move up that timeline to December. There's some great opportunities for you if you're working with the right team that knows how to negotiate. And we'd love to have that conversation with you. All you got to do is text the word December to 623-AZ-RECON. That's December to 623-AZ-RECON.